All right. It's about that time. Z's official Week 5 power rankings, unbiased, unfiltered, unequivocally Z. Um, I believe this was a request via my chief of staff, chief editor, Mr. Jenner. We're doing alcoholic beverages this week. Um, should be noted, I'm really putting my chief of staff to work. He's not going to be able to put together an edit, so it's just me this week. You're going to have to deal with it. All right. Start from the bottom, work our way up as usual here, folks. Number 12, told Drizzy do once again. I think I want to say this is 4 weeks in a row. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Dill, you're for loco. This is legitimately might be the biggest fall from grace we've ever had in league history. I want to paint a picture for you. I want to take it back a little bit. There was a time, and none of us remember, or were even a part of for that matter, when Four Loko had caffeine in it. Okay? For years, I heard of the legend of Four Loko. It would get you blacked out, but get you so amped on caffeine that you're still a functional member of society. That time's passed. And now it's a disgusting malt liquor. Makes me gag every sip. Pause. But yeah, Dylan, I don't know how much worse it's gonna get, but I think I can guarantee it's not gonna get any better. Um, the legend of your championship run is it's faded, and it's time to turn a new chapter into whatever punishment this is. I think it's a 5K or something. I think you should start preparing. I'd do a little training if I were you. Friendly advice. I've had to do it. Do some training. Save you a lot of grief. All right, coming in number 11, good old fashioned Natty Light. Um, and I used to love Daddy Light, right? There's a certain nostalgia there for me. I have some really fond memories of drinking Natty Lights. And every so often I'll try it again. And let me tell you, my God, is it bad? It's disgusting, terrible. Um, and Sean, I really thought you were gonna be able to turn this around, and I fear it's also similarly to Dylan, only gonna get worse from here. Um, Devontae Smith is unreliable at best. Uh, you might have the worst depth in the league. I think I'm a contender there too. Hand up. Um, you were rostering two kickers this week, which is indeed a strategy. And you've been unironically starting Keon Coleman for like this whole season, I think. I think you started him every week. Luckily for you, Dylan is an absolute bye week hell this week, so you might be okay for this week. But yeah, Sean, I would really consider making some changes down the stretch here. I don't know how much time you really have left. Last place is not fun, let me tell you. All right, number 10, it's all HS. And Hayden, your team is a warm beer on a hot day. Okay. And I don't know who you blame in this situation, right? It's not the beer's fault. I took too long to drink it, right? But it's really not my fault either. The beer got warm after 10 fucking minutes, you know? Do we blame global warming? Possibly. I think the most likely scenario is that we were doomed from the jump. Um, and I think I predicted it last week that Hayden was going to be my biggest faller. Not that, it was a crazy take of mine. It was pretty obvious it was bound to happen here. But I do think it's inevitable. Um, or I think the fall off was inevitable, and I think Hayden, Sean, Dillon, without a lot of changes, I think you three are in the race for uh, last place 5K. It's bad. Absolute side note: why has nobody created a beer with like a super insulated can? That just feels like a genius idea. I'm sure it like cost a little bit more in manufacturing and Um, but I feel like you could upcharge and it would make a killing. Like they'd win the beer wars right there, you know? I don't know. Here's my thought. Maybe I'll find a partner and go in with it. Nikki, Number 9, you're the old Edward 40 Hansing. You are Edward 40 Hansing a beer. And for those who don't maybe know what an Edward 40 hands is, it's when you get two 40s and tape them up to your hands. And you can't get them off until you finish them. Okay.
Fuck me. Not here. Gotta get to the car.
Well, you gotta finish the beer.
Guys, he can't breathe. Guys, he can't fucking breathe right now.
I'm not. I just. My friend is hurt. I'm at 23 Grove Street. Please come quick. Oh my God.
So there was probably a time that I dreaded what seemed to be, an annual Edward 40 hands tradition. But after years of climbing the mountaintop, I no longer fear it. I don't. I almost challenge it at this point. And that's kind of where I'm at with Derrick Henry, right? I feel like if 4 years ago, you put Derrick Henry across from my RB1 on the weekly matchup, I'm shitting a brick a little bit. I don't know if that's the case anymore. It just kind of, Derrick really serves as a reminder of how fickle fantasy relevance can be for an aging running back. That said, somebody come get AK. Come get AK. All right. Number 8, Joe, you are a tequila infusion. I don't have anything here. Joe, I think you're forgetting, Joe, that this was the Chicago Bears. Ginty popped off, and I would have loved to have him on my team. But it's the Chicago Bears. I think we're seeing more of the same looking at the rest of the season. And he probably does have a couple other big games too, but I wouldn't get too excited. The game script for the Raiders is not one that indicates Ashton Jeanty is going to be a top 5 or maybe even 10 running back. It really is. It's one of those scenarios for me. Again, I'm sad that I didn't have him on my team. It would have been cool. I mean, I would have won either way, but I'm more so happy that I don't have to start him every week because that's what he is. He's one of those guys that you have to start. You can't not start Ashton Jeanty, right? But you shouldn't. Not every week, at least. And for the tequila infusion, Joe basically just called it transfusion and infusion the other day, and it was really funny. So that's why he's an infusion. All right, number 7, Tom, tequila soda. And I get why people like tequila sodas. It's not for me. If I'm drinking tequila, I want a margarita on the rocks. Maybe make it a double. I don't like just to clear something. I don't like true margaritas. Like, I went to Mexico, I don't know when that was, 2 years ago. And like, they do like all this fancy shit, like to put triple sec in it and like actual lime juice. I don't want that shit. I want pre-mixed. Fuck it, I can't think of the name. Whatever that little yellow, it's like a yellow bottle with an old man on it. I want that one. And I just want tequila. Combine the two. Perfect. Anyways. Yeah, I don't really know why Tom likes his team. I think deep down he knows that the end might be near, and that ending being a tequila throw up. God knows nobody likes a tequila throw up. That is a burning sensation on the way up. But in retrospect, I fear Tom fucked me. I'm not happy about it, and we'll move forward, right? It's not the end of the world. But I'm gonna take this time to officially denounce Tom and make it clear that the Z and Tom alliance is gone. It's dead. Now, that being said, you only get unbiased reporting from myself and the rest of my ZNN cohort. But yeah, the bridge is burned. And I think I gave this analogy to Tom. The bridge was burned. And then they built a new bridge. And that one got burned again. And there's a third bridge somewhere in my analogy, but I'm not going to make you sit through that. Tim, oh my God. How the fuck are you guys letting this do this? Or him do this? Tim is Mike Charlie Lemonade. I just have dash gay. But I'm just going to go on a rant here, guys. Like, I'm mad at you motherfuckers. What are we doing? This team is terrible. He has no business having 2 wins or however many fucking wins he has. It's so bad. He has bust all over his fucking team. And that's not including Josh Allen fucking jizzing all over Tim's face. It's getting pathetic. It's year after year this guy drafts a shitty fucking team, and we bail him out because we're all fucking dumb. And it's not because Tim is smart. It's not. He's just lucky. He gets all of us at our low points. I don't know if it's commissioner, if Tim's fucking handed it. Maybe it's the Illuminati. I don't want to say anything, but maybe it's the Illuminati. There's been a Tim gets the easiest schedule every year. Points against every year are insane. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Um, oh, this just in actually. Tom has been reportedly seen with President Trump. I'm being told that when asked, they both responded, "We're definitely not planning an insurrection." Huh. What to follow there? We'll have to keep up with that. Number 5, Jake, lemon drop shot. I have a weird relationship with lemon drop shots, right? I have some great nights with them. Great nights just sitting there pounding these hardly even liquor shots. And on the other hand, the hand I use to jerk. I don't know why I put that in there. That's fucking dumb. I've had some of the worst hangovers of my life from lemon drop shots. And that to me is what this season is for you, Jake. You're having some fun with Puka. The occasional Marvin Harrison Jr. sighting, maybe some David December from time to time, right? But that injury bug is gonna hit. And when it does, I hope you survive it because the bench is bad. I truly, Jake, I can't stress this enough. I think you're a 3-for-1 trade candidate with Puka. I know it's crazy to say, but I think it would do wonders. I really do. Like, get you a top 15 running back, maybe a top 10 receiver in return, and then like a solid bench guy, low end flex player. I think that's a good trade for you. And I'm not even saying send him to me, send him to everybody, anybody. I don't care. If I were you, Jake, that would be my plan because I don't think the team is strong enough for just Puka to get you through it. I really don't. All right, kind of moving on this one. Number 4, I feel like I have to have missed somebody. I don't know. Number 4, I'll have to go back and count after. Grant, Michelob Ultra. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. I wrote these last night, so I really don't even remember what I said. Kind of funny because it's low calorie and NAR is fat. But in all seriousness, Junior, I think I would have had you higher on the list. Like I think you would have probably been 2 or 3, probably 3. But the Bucky injury scares me. I don't know. Here's the problem with today is there's no reliable information, right? Adam Schefter doesn't even tweet about injuries if it's like 50-50 because he doesn't want to be wrong. So there's really no telling. I've seen worst case scenarios like he's out 5 weeks. I feel like there's a good chance he plays. But if he is out 5 weeks, I think you're in some trouble. I think you're in a spot where you can take a couple losses and still be fine as long as, Bucky comes back healthy. Um, but yeah, that scares me, Junior. It really does. Can you also find on Twitch and I can feel it? I don't know if y'all can see it or not. It's weird. Anyways, CD getting hurt, massive for you, Junior. I do think you really should consider trading George now to one of the bad teams. I think it'd be a great move for you. And I don't remember off the top of my head if you have running back depth or wide receiver depth or what it is, whatever it is, but get some depth in another position. I think that would be a good play. That's just me personally. Obviously, CD's coming back at some point. You can sell high right now on Pickens, get yourself a low end RB1 or high end RB2, maybe. Same thing with receiver. I think it's a good move. Should be noted, Parker Washington in the starting lineup is disgusting. Don't do that, Grant. I know you don't have another choice, but don't do that. All right, call number 3. Call is a Jaeger bomb. I personally fucking hate Jaeger. If I have to do, one of the bombs, I prefer an Irish car bomb or like a Vegas bomb. However, God knows, good old Jaeger bomb will get the job done. There ain't no doubt about that. And that's, again, I think this has been the theme for Colin the entire time. I don't know how it's working, but it is. It's ugly, possibly disgusting, but Colin is winning games, and I don't know how. I really don't. Um, Complete sidetrack here. I originally wrote out this whole thing for Colin on Guinness because I know Colin likes Guinness, and it got oddly racist. So I cut that part. But if you want to see it, subscribe to the Patreon. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I'm now getting some breaking news here. Wow. Tom has now been named as one of the co-conspirators in the infamous Joe Murph, she was 18, but she just happened to be in high school case. I'm hearing from our trusted affiliates that Tom has been directly linked to the case via new DNA found at the crime scene. A lot to unravel there. We'll have to pick that up at a later date, but we'll keep you updated as we can. All right. Number two. It's a real toss up. Is it going to be Z? Is it going to be Ed? It's going to be Ed. Come on. You knew it was going to be Ed. Ed, number two, vodka Red Bull. I have to stress this, but it has to be made by the ugly bartender, right? It can't be the hot girl. It can't be the guy. It has to be the ugly chick. And this is a real game recognizes game situation we've got here, right? I understand how it could Ed's team is. I see it. And it's just like an ugly fat bartender, she knows the proper vodka to Red Bull ratio. We got about a 90% vodka, 5% Red Bull, and then 5 percent like spit from her mouth gives it a little kick. Um, I truly, and it pains me to say this, it really does. I think if anyone's going to dethrone me this year, it's going to be Ed or possibly myself. Been a bad week or so, but we're still winning. Fuck it. All right, number one. It's not surprising at this point. It's your boy Zigatron. Ice cold bottled Dos Equis with a lime on the beach or any body of water for that matter. It's absolutely unbeatable. Dos is already the king of beers by itself. You throw in the beach or somewhere that you're not supposed to have glass, and it just like triples the flavor. Um, and that's what bringing in the emerging Tetaroa McMillan. It adds a layer to an already incredible team. And once Mike Evans comes back, it's over for you bitches. I mean, really. I've got some plans. I've got some plans, some things in the works. I think there'll be some surprising moves made in the next couple weeks. We'll see. Um, but yeah, this has been Z's Week 5 official power rankings. Unbiased, unfiltered, unequivocally Z. Um, we'll keep you updated on the Tom situations. I know a lot of y'all probably heard the breaking news and want more information, but we just don't have it right now. So I'll keep you updated as things come in. Um, just a reminder, can't trust anyone out here. Don't mind. All right, signing off.